All right, today we're here to talk about Wing Chun's core objectives, and I'm going to share with you some of the basics of Wing Chun so that we put it all together and you can see how broad and how deep Wing Chun is. It doesn't matter catching a lot of techniques, but just concentrating on a few, but then going very deeply with them, and applying them and in application and usage. My name is Robert Chu, and I'm here in Los Angeles, and I teach Wing Chun in a private group in Los Angeles, Chinatown. I'm going to be joined with my partner here, Rafi the Ravager Kevorkian, and we're going to show this to you today. Thank you. All right, Wing Chun is got three basic maneuvers they call Pak Sao, Lap Sao, and Tan Sao. All right, but in actuality, they're like going through a door. You push through a door, you grab a door and pull it open, and then finally you might, hey, hold that door, wedge the door for yourself. And so that's the idea behind those three. First, we're going to do Pak Sao, and in its standard form, the classical form. Okay, in the classical form, we stand at the Baizhang position, and then we just step in and do a basic drill, and he does it to me, and I do it to him, and we go back and forth, and this is the basic drill, Pak Sao. But what I want to do is explain the idea behind it. So this is like pushing a door, rather than just giving and taking, doing it as the classical drill. So as pushing a door, we're going to have Rafi, he's going to strike at me, and then I'm going to show you how I catch him. All right, so he strikes at me, boom, okay, I hit the hand. When I hit the hand, I feel, boom, I can step in. This is how I get in my base. My whole body comes in, I rush in, I control him. I don't chase his hands. What I want to do is just give him a distraction. All right, second one is, I come in, right against his wrist, I come in. All right, again, at his wrist, I come in and strike him. Okay, next one, at his bridge. Bridge is what Chinese people say is actually between the wrist and the elbow. So most of the maneuvers in Wing Chun are against the opponent's bridge hand. Okay, that's in the classical way of doing it. In the application way, actually we have many more. So I'm going to share more of that. Okay, so again the bridge, and then it's the elbow, or just below the elbow. Okay, and that is the crook here, right below his elbow, okay, that you want to aim at and then strike. Okay, then I want to go right at the elbow. Okay, notice how Rafi's body is starting to turn. As I keep hitting him, if I just aim at the end part, his body doesn't turn as much unless he's a solid unit. But when I hit him here, start controlling his elbow and his bridge, his body starts to turn, which leaves him open for a wide range of different shots in Wing Chun. Okay, and so that's what the rest of the system is for. All right, so the idea is to break his structure so that he's no longer facing you, and then you're able to take advantage of that. Okay, so we continue from the elbow. Okay, from the elbow pakda. Okay, to above the elbow pakda. Okay, again the turn. Okay, and then the biceps and triceps pakda, and then we see he comes in the shoulder pakda. Now you see I progressively start taking his side and his back automatically, and you see my stance here is here to collapse his stance or to break in and dislodge him. When I make him off balance, it's easy for me to take advantage of him. See, Wing Chun is a matter of I take the opponent's balance. I control his center of gravity. Right? When I control his center of gravity, he has two opponents then. All right? Actually, he'll have three opponents. First opponent is what? The timing. I smashed his timing, so he's messed up. Number two, he's lost his center of balance, his center of gravity, so he's got to try to regain it. Number three, he has pain. Because I caused him pain, his mind is distracted. Okay? If I continue with Pak Sao from the shoulder, okay, then I can also do Pak Sao against different parts of the body. See? So, boom! I strike him in the back. All right? Or Pak, bam, to his ear, and then strike him. Okay? So it doesn't have to be fixed in that way. You understand, this is just pushing the door open. Okay? So that's the first point that I'd like to share today. So the next one is you come up to a door. The next thing is you grab a door and you pull the door. So that's embodied in Wing Chun's lap sao. All right. What I show you today is not just Wing Chun. It's every system of martial arts, right? Whether it's karate or other systems of kung fu, maybe it's hongga, maybe it's white eyebrow or white crane or other systems, right, that are different. Basically, the person tries to attack you, all right? They're like a door. So if they're like a door, you push the door, you pull the door, or you wedge the door. This is very simple, right? Sometimes it's a revolving door, you go through it, right? Sometimes it's another type of door which opens up, so you have to have timing to walk through it. So it's the same thing. Everything is the same. In fact, the ancient Chinese, they call this the gate theory, or mun, right? So you have to talk about how to get into the mun, right? Yak mun, right? That's the Cantonese way of saying it, right? Enter the gate, or enter the door. So this is very common. So we'll focus right now on what we call lap sao, grabbing hand, pulling hand, so that I show you how we get into the door. Okay. Again, so in the classical sense, we do the drill, and Rafi's in bai zhang, I'm in bai zhang, so then I do lap and punch, and then he does lap and punch, and then I do lap and punch, he does lap and punch, he does lap and punch, again, lap and punch. Or we do bang sao lap da drill. Okay, bang sao lap da, basic drill, okay, and, okay, so if Rafi is giving me bang sao and a lap, and then I'm doing bang sao and lap. So this is our basic drill. He may switch stances in the front, and then I do the same thing, right? I could be in the parallel stance, or I could be in a forward stance in the traditional way, right? I might be in the side stance also. Okay, we have many drills and variations of it. This is just a basic drill right now, okay? All right, so, but in application, lap sao is free, right? So he might strike me, right? Then I just lap between his hand and his wrist. Another one might be he punches at me, I do lap, and then I punch him in the face, but I grab his wrist. Another type of lap is I grab his forearm or his bridge area and strike him. And then I grab just below his elbow, and then I can grab at his elbow, and I can grab above his elbow, or I can grab at his biceps and triceps. Notice, again, I turn him perpendicular to me. He's no longer facing me in the same way, and how much of him is exposed. I can strike him with what? My head, I can strike him with my elbow, shoulder, knees, right? Hips. I can strike him with my buttocks, right? It's all open because why? I've opened the door for him. He's no longer in control, right? And then I'm able to take advantage of him, bounce him out, because I use the whole power of my body, not just my arm to grab him. Okay? So in using the power of the body, I have to use the waist, the stance, the hand movement, the breathing, the intention, and then I have to know where am I taking him. Okay? He punches me, I don't yield and then try to grab him. No, what I need to do is I need to have good structure, face into him so that I turn him. Then I can land my blows as I choose. All right? I can also grab his biceps and squeeze his biceps and strike him at the same time. All right? This is hidden chin-na technique. Feng Xiu-Qing of one of Yin Kei-san's teachers, he's very good at chin-na. They call him eagle claw. Okay, so a lot of people talk about chin-na and Wing Chun. Actually, Wing Chun doesn't have chin-na per se, like joint locks. What we do is we have this grabbing hand, but this can be used to seize tendons and displace bones, seal the breath, right? These are typical martial arts maneuvers in the Chinese martial arts, right? It's not to say that Wing Chun has joint locks and is a specialty like Jiu-Jitsu or Aikido or anything like that, but it can easily lead you into this type of study, from striking and contact close quarters to then joint locks, throws, manipulations, arm bars, and the like. Okay, so we continue on. I grab Rafi in the shoulder, okay, in the deltoid muscle, and strike him, right? Or I can grab Rafi behind the neck, pull him in and strike him, or I can switch the angle of my grab and pull him in and strike him. Notice the control I have on his body. His body is broken structure. This is what we mean by broken structure. When his center of gravity is off, he's going to try to regain it. Now, Rafi's trying to want to get up, so I send him off. Okay, he's flying because why? I know his body goes down, he wants to come up, so then I use his energy to guide him upward. Right? Similarly, if I pull him to one side, he's going to want to recover. Right? If he wants to recover, then I let him and go with him. This is the epitome of the Chinese martial arts. I borrow your force. I guide your force. I take your force, right? I use your force against you, right? This is the softness overcomes the hardness. And this is what's embodied in the Chinese martial arts. Okay? So this is basically the idea behind lapso. Anyway, the next one we're going to talk about is tanda. Tanda is the wedging hand. Tan means to spread or disperse. In the form it comes out, you come out and the whole body moves behind it, right? It doesn't just come out with the hand. Most Wing Chun people, they lock their stance. They can't move their stance and their hips. They're locked in position. The chest is sunk. The shoulders are rounded, and they push out like they're having constipation, and they need to, release the bowel movement, right? So unfortunately, it gets a little bit old and ridiculous, right? What has to happen is everything needs to relax. So you push out the hand comes out with the body together, same time. See? Or you can lead the hand, and then the body follows. Or you can start with the body first, and then the hand follows. So it could be 3 different ways when you do the form, right? Not just the hand alone and no stiffness or tightness, okay? So that's the basic idea behind tanso. But in application, tanso is, Rafi, is used as such, right? So given the same ideas as in paksao and lapsao, where you have the different anatomical areas, where does the hand wedge, okay? Now, again, tanso is like a wedge. So sometimes a wedge is like someone's holding the door open for you, or you slip your foot into the door so you can get in. Or the other thing about a wedge is that you might have a little door wedge that holds the door open, so it gets stuck in between the door and the floor. So this is the idea behind tanso. If you want to also say tanso is like the keel of a boat, yeah, you could say that too, right? Whichever way you want to steer. So as Rafi punches me, okay, if I meet wrist to wrist, that's tanso in the classical sense, okay? However, I haven't affected his center of gravity. So my goal really is out here, I have to control hand. So it depends on hand speed, and I have to match him for it, right? But as I get closer and closer to his body, you'll see I am going for this perpendicular position so that I need to break his structure and I need to act upon his body momentum, so I need to nullify it. So part of that, for 1 second here, Rafi, is when he gives me pressure, I drop into my stance, okay? So if your butt is out, right, and you try to drop into your stance, I'm going to lose balance because let's say Rafi pushes me, I lost balance. It's because my structural alignment is not right. So that's why Wing Chun keeps the butt in and the hips out and then the knees bent, so that when he pushes against me, he pushes me, I just simply absorb it in my leg. Now my legs are locked and loaded, okay? As I like to say, okay? Locked and loaded, it means actually his weight came in and loaded me into my stance. This is the purpose of a stance. The stance is the balance between you and your opponent, not just you standing there posing, okay? Looking pretty in the form or anything like that. That's not what a stance is for. Stance is for dynamic interplay. He gives me energy, I receive his energy, and I send it to root me, empower me. Yet when I release, then I send out that same force through my legs into his body, so I can direct his throw wherever I want to throw him, wherever way I want to project him, right? It doesn't matter, right? So everything is from stance, lock and loaded, into the body, okay? Then the body rises up with the stance to issue force, okay? There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's the way Wing Chun is. Wing Chun is not like, throwing the arms. It should be one strike, boom, the opponent is down, and that's it, right? Because why? You hit him with the entire body. Well, it's not like some of the movies where you see a Wing Chun guy fighting 10 or 12 Japanese karate men and beating the hell out of them with a bunch of ruffle punches just with the arm. It's ridiculous. That cannot possibly happen. The only way to really do it is, what do you have? You have the whole body in application. I'm linked up. right? I'm taking your force, absorbed it into my skeletal structure, right? I have good alignment and force, and then from there, I'm able to dispatch my opponent. 1, maybe 2 shots. If you feel you want to be greedy, you could do 3, 4, 5 more, right? But you don't have to. Again, 1 or 2 is usually enough to take care of it, especially if you have good control of the body, right? If you can't, well, you need to develop and you need to learn the proper alignment of the body. And this is from the basic training of Wing Chun. Okay, so let's continue on with our Tanso lesson. So first one is against the wrist. He throws a punch on the wrist. Next one is he throws a punch against his bridge. Next one against just his elbow. Okay, above or just below his elbow crease. Okay, I push my hand here. See, notice again the perpendicular position. Notice the breaking of his structure. He's not able to stand there nicely like the way he would like to stand. I'm pushing him off balance all the time. Right? That's what we call in Wing Chun big ba, pressing horse or pushing horse. Right? So that you use your body to wedge him and knock him about. So Tanso is present in everything in Wing Chun. Right? Is present. The energy is present in Pak Sao. The energy is present in Lap Sao. And of course in Tanso is present too. So the whole thing is spread his energy and then scatter his energy so that his energy is not pointing at me but is scattered. It's offline. All right? So continuing on, all right, at his elbow, you see again, see how his leg is broken, his structure is broken. And then above his elbow, okay, coming in, okay? And then we have what? The shoulder line, okay, just at the shoulder line, right? We could do more, but I'll give you the idea, right? And of course, Tanso can be on the inside too. So he throws a punch, I can feel it on the inside. I can do on the bridge, on the inside. I could do just below his elbow crease on the inside. I could do at his elbow crease at the inside, so he's broken and split apart. All right, I could do it at his biceps and triceps area, right? I could do it just high, closer to his shoulder. So you see how his structure is broken every time, right? The idea is break his structure, right? If you can master these, then you can understand. For example, many times in karate, you have middle block maneuvers, right? It's not quite the same as Wing Chun's Tanso. Tanso is more like a spread hand. Stick the hand straight, okay? But in karate, you have strike and then drop the elbow. That's closer to Tanso, right? In a lot of ways, right? But Tanso is still going forward. We have a variation of Tanso we call Tanso, swallowing hand, okay? And this one where you draw energy in. So when Rafi strikes, then I swallow his energy, okay? If he strikes again, I swallow his energy. Right? I'm not pushing him outward, I'm just dropping and swallowing the energy. So those are variations. We also have what we call Tiusao. Tiusao is jumping hand. So you might see in the form, you do a maneuver like this. Okay, so Tiusao is he throws a strike. Then I push him, I pull him, and my hand jumps up, right, while I strike him. All right? So I can pull his maneuver. I go with his force, and then come in and strike. Okay? So none of these are stationary. These are all examples. In reality, Tan, Bang, and Fuk, and Tanso, Lapso, and Pakso, they're interchangeable. All right? So, and then they're interchangeable with many different striking tools. So don't get it wrong, okay? And what I want to introduce now is variations of these maneuvers with different striking. And we'll come back to Pakso first. All right, so we're going to talk about the various tools that we use. You see, when we do Pak or Lap or Tan, we call it Pak Da. Da means strike, or Lap Da means grab and strike, and Tan Da means Tan hand and strike, or spread hand and strike. So the idea behind that is we have so many ways to strike. What do you mean by strike? Strike, we have so many. Yeah, you can strike with the fingers, we can strike with the palm, we can strike with the knuckles. We can strike with the fist, we can strike with the wrist, the forearm, right? The elbow, the shoulder, the hips, the knees, the pelvis, whatever you want to hit with, the feet, the shin, right? Those are ways of striking. So I'm going to show some examples of striking. So Pak Da first, okay? So Pak Da first, he comes in, boom, there's the fist. Or we could do, boom, the fingers. So if I strike, I will strike his finger with the fingers to his eyes. Okay? If I don't do that, then I can do the palm, and then I could just use the palm to smash his face. Or we have various palms in Wing Chun, the cutting palm, or we have the low striking palm, we have the yin striking palm, okay, striking the groin. It's not nice, right? Don't do this at home, kids. All right, and we have striking with the forearm. Okay, striking with the forearm, you hit his carotid arteries, strike his acupuncture point, knock him right down. Okay, we have striking with the knuckles. So we have the ginger fist in Wing Chun. This is found in the third form. Okay, here I do a variation of it. So I strike the eyes, I strike the throat, I strike the Adam's apple, I strike the chest, different areas with the knuckles, right? We have various other fist methods with the knuckles, like the Phoenix Eye fist. So we use different areas to strike. This is for pressure point striking and the like, so that we control and hit with it. Right? You have to develop these tools to a high level degree of training with sandbags and iron palm liniments and other things like that. But those things are not really important, and just showing you the different examples of it. Okay? Then you have the Wing Chun straight punch. Right? So you punches and then pak sao, strike. Right? Wing Chun straight punch is with the whole body behind it striking out. Okay? All right? The straight punch is so versatile. I can use pak low. All right, I can strike up to the center, so, and then again, striking high. And then I can strike with various variations of the fist. Hammer fist, okay, I have back fist, whipping punch. Okay, he comes in, boom, come in again, boom, striking, all right? Or I do a hammer fist, all right, and I can also do forearm strike with it, okay? So you have many ways to strike with the fist in Wing Chun, okay? When we have other strikes with the forearm, where maybe I pak sao here, and then I strike him with the forearm. Okay, I use my tan sao to strike him with. Or, again, he comes in, I do inside pak, and then strike him with the forearm here. Okay, send him flying, right, into the rib cage. Okay? I have pak sao and elbow strike. So here, I use the elbow strike to strike against his biceps. All right? Or pak sao, strike to his ribs because he's open already. Okay, so then pak sao again using the shoulder. Okay, so most of the time you see it in Taiji, but that's in the second form of Wing Chun. All right, maybe I do another pak sao shoulder here, striking with the shoulder. All right, smash with the shoulder. All right, I can also use striking with the hips. So if I use the hips, I knock him off balance. Okay, if I use striking with the knee, I can strike pak sao, strike with the knee, pak sao, strike with the knee, or perhaps pak sao and lop pui ma, where I drop my stance into his knee, causing him a tendon injury to the knee. All right, I can do pak sao, kick with the shin. I can do pak sao, stomp with the foot. Pak sao, kick to the groin. Okay, pak sao, kick to the knee. Pak sao, stomp to the knee. Pak sao, kick to the shin. Pak sao, again, stomping and striking and whatnot. Okay, so pak sao leads the gate very much open. So that's a major core. Maybe 1/3 of Wing Chun is just what I showed you right now. Okay, so let's look at the other 2/3. So we'll talk now about lap sao and the striking tools with it that you can combine with it. All right. So every one of the tools that you practice in Wing Chun separately can be added to lap sao. You see, in Wing Chun is kind of like a matrix or permutation type of system. You know, in the permutation you have the orders of 1-1, 1-2, 1-3, 1-4, 1-5, and then 2-1, 2-2, 2-3, 2-3. 2-4, 2-5, right? And then 3-1, 3-2, 3-3, 3-4, 3-5. That's the idea behind Wing Chun too, right? In fact, that's why Wing Chun only has 3 forms, so that you can say, okay, today I'm going to do pak sao and punch. The next day I'm going to do pak sao and finger strike. Then I'll do pak sao and elbow strike. And then pak sao and knee strike, okay? So then you can do that with lap sao and finger strike. Lap sao and palm strike, lap sao and fist strike, lap sao and so on and so forth, right? So you understand the permutations. So this is the logic that I use in the presentation today, so that once you know my thinking, you know your thinking. You may not be able to train with me personally, but at least you got the idea behind it. Then you can apply this to your own personal art. It makes it very clear. Okay, so let's show some examples of lapsao and striking. Okay, so I did lapsao where I did the basic punch. All right, so I can do lapsao and then strike through the opponent with my forearm. Okay, I can do lapsao with finger strike, lapsao with palm strike. Okay, lapsao with what? Another palm strike. You see, because I can change the angle of his lap, then I open up different things for me to strike him with. Okay, so that's the mastery of it, right? Why? Because you're free. You're no longer stuck in its variations or in the form. You can see the opening, you come into the opening. It's very simple, okay? So, lapsao where I control him here and then kick him here with the shin. Or lapsao where I kick him, round kick, and smash him, right? Or lapsao where I knee strike. Or lapsao with kick. Maybe I do double lapsao, kick, okay? Or double lapsao and break his knee. Or double lapsao and strike his shin and stomp his foot. And then come in and strike him again. And then choke him and then do whatever I want to do. Okay? All right? Then I could do lapsao where I do the fist to the body, then coming in with the elbow. Okay? Or lapsao and then elbow immediately. Okay? Lapsao and elbow and shoulder break. So I get him in a joint lock. Okay? So many types of lapsao. All right? So this just give you some idea of what we could do with lapsao. All right, so last one is tansao, the wedge hand. So wedge hand can be applied with so many tools as well. So the same ideas I did with paksao and lapsao, you can apply to tansao. Okay, so it's tanda, right? How do we strike? We can strike tan with the finger, tan with the palm, tan with the fist, tan with the elbow, and so on and so forth, right? So I just want to give you some ideas, and then you can take it and drill it and make it your own. Okay, so with Rafi, again, so he strikes, so tanda is the basic form. Okay, tans with the finger strike, all right, tan with the palm strike, again, tan with another palm strike, another tan with the palm strike, all right, to the ribs, all right, tan with low fist strike, tan with elbow strike, okay, tan with another elbow strike, another tansao coming inward, and then elbow strike inward, okay? So it's a different way of doing tan, okay? Here's another tan, he strikes, and then I kick him, okay? Tansao and low kick, tansao and stomp kick, tansao and knee strike, okay? So you have so many variations of tansao, it's very easy to do. So you understand the matrixing nature of Wing Chun, right? The permutations of Wing Chun that come out very easy. So I hope you take this short video, study it, practice it, and then apply it. And that will then become yours. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, Rafi.